Hi, and welcome to Marriage Matters. I'm Dr. Mark.
And I'm Liz, and we're your marriage and communication coaches, here to inspire, instill hope, and empower you to weather the challenges of married life. Today, we have the pleasure of having Jen Milas on. She is an incredible makeup artist. She does my makeup every time I come here, and she's going to talk about what she does, why it's important, and then she's going to have a little treat for Mark on the show as well.
I guess
Welcome, Jen.
That's right. I'm in for a surprise.
Yes, you are. So, I mean, let's start out. Who doesn't like to look good?
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a level of confidence. And, you know, in a relationship, sure, you know, the person should love you for you, but it's nice to put a little effort in sometimes. And I feel like, especially, you know, during the pandemic, you know, we were all in our sweats and ponytails. And, you know, I felt like, you know, my gosh, like, I'm really not, you know, keeping up with myself. And, you know, one day, like, I did do my hair and makeup, and my fiance came home, he was like, wow, you look pretty. So, I mean, who doesn't love a compliment? And, you know, it's a nice relationship enhancer, I feel.
Well, it's not only a relationship enhancer, Jen. I think it also shows your partner that you actually care enough about yourself to look good for them.
Yes.
So I think it's a win-win all around.
And the important aspect is, if you really think about it, the way we present ourselves to our partner, to our family, the way we present ourselves in life has a lot to do with how we feel. When we dress up a little bit, we feel better about ourselves. When we, you know, make ourselves look good. You know, in the years ago when I used to have hair, it would be nice to have it combed. You know, and so grooming is good, and then
Yes.
I'm sure makeup is the same way. It helps you to feel good, and when you feel good internally, you start to show yourself outward as well.
Agree.
So what is the biggest problem for people at home as far as makeup? I'll start with myself before you answer. I don't know how to put makeup on. I really don't. So I wear mascara.
Yes.
That's all I do. So I can't wait for you to tell us.
Yeah, so the number two things are time and skill level. So the great thing is nowadays, there's so many excellent products that make it really easy. You know, when I started out doing makeup just a few years ago, the products are very different. So the textures are different. It's, again, very easy. So, I mean, for a woman, basically, you want to start out, you know, even out your skin. And no one likes a caked up face, so I tend to go for products that are more like a tinted moisturizer. I love this. It's the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, and the name pretty much says it all. Like, it's very easy. You can put it on with your fingers. I like the beauty blenders. I've been experimenting with this type of a brush. Your choice, but very easy. It's like a veil. It just makes your skin look glowing and pretty.
So it doesn't get the cakey.
No, not at all.
Because that's always been a thing that I was
Yeah.
always afraid of, because I'm sure we've all seen it on people,
Yeah.
where they have those lines that are going like this,
Yes.
and it looks terrible.
No, when you have something more sheer, you know, it blends out really nice, especially, you know, if you use a good tool. So it's nice to invest in a few good tools. And if, you know, you have like under eye problems, again, NARS, I love their skin products. This is Radiant Creamy Concealer. And like the name says it all. It, you know, it gives you a nice radiant glow, X's out the bags, and again, doesn't, you know, get into the lines.
How do people know what color to get?
Oh, they have a whole array of
And
colors.
do you just
yeah, just go in
play
and
around
kind of
with-
match it up. Yeah. Right now, because COVID, you can't, so you kind of have to eyeball it.
Okay.
But you know, they're pretty self-explanatory when you go in the store. And let me see. So you know, even out the skin, a little bit of bronzer. I like the Hulu. It's a very, very natural. You know, just a little color in the cheeks, a little
Right.
pick me up, and then for eyes, that's always like the biggest thing. People think, you know, for eye makeup, you do need a certain level of skill. But again, nowadays with the products, I found these, it's by Maybelline, you can find in the drugstore. They're called Color Tattoo, and they're this creamy product. You just mush it on with your fingers if
Oh,
you
really?
want. Yeah, and they stay on, they don't crease, because some of the old school cream products would get all creasy and runny. This stays put, that's why it's called Color Tattoo. So, just, you know, really takes like zero skill level. And I like a little bit of liner with that. So my favorite are the Urban Decay 24/7 pencils. They glide on so easy. You know, again, for people that are novices. And, you know, they go on like really soft and easy, especially, but again, they don't run, and 24/7 because they stay on.
Right.
So another handy little tool I love to have is...
Okay, my
did I
daughter would be
put
going nuts
some?
for this
Yeah.
right now.
Yes.
She loves this.
I get them in big packages. These little
Yeah.
throwaway sponges are nice, you know, for beginners, because with little mistakes, you know,
Yes.
you could sharpen up a little, you know.
That's
so,
what I would need.
yeah, so pretty much easy for that. Right now, eyebrows are a big thing. Right now, my favorite eyebrow filler-in products, this brand e.l.f. that I get in CVS. I think these are like $4, and you do
I have a
little hair
question about-
strokes and then flip and.
I have a question about brows
Sure.
because I know a lot of people have differences of opinion. I was taught that one finger in between is the space you should have. I don't know if this is right or wrong. And then you have to have the line sort of right where the corner of your eyes and
Yes.
angle up.
Where the corner
Yes?
of your eye ends, and then kind of like see like where your nose dents
Yeah.
in. Like, yeah. So it depends on your eyes, your eye placement. So like a finger could be too much or too little for some people.
Okay.
So you kind of want to align it with,
Okay.
you know, I don't know what the medical name for where your nose dents in.
Is there a medical term for that, Mark?
If I was a plastic surgeon and not a pulmonologist, I may know. But,
Yeah.
But I think everybody gets the point, right where your nose dents in. I
Right.
think we can all figure
And-
that out.
Yeah, and then your arch should be where the color of your eye ends. That's where you should arch.
I have never heard that before.
boom.
So
Yeah.
where the color of your eye, okay.
Yeah.
See, I am
So-
learning.
So
All
yeah,
right.
wrapped around your
so
eye.
free.
So we have eyes filled in, and a really great, easy tool. It can be, you know, people can be a little squeamish with it. Just be very careful. Eyelash curler really just gives you a kick, opens up your eyes, just makes your eyes twinkle. And you want to get on there, give a very light squeeze, and make sure you don't pinch any skin, and then go ahead and give it a press.
Yeah.
So
I think
like
people
the
are always
tweezer
afraid
man.
of pulling it out there.
Yeah, but yeah, just
Light
know,
squeeze.
get in there. Yeah, make sure there's no skin. Quick squeeze, boom. I've done it my whole life, and I still have eyelashes.
So what you just showed us so far,
Yeah.
how long would that take?
Actually, 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, and you know, have a nice little setup, you know, my little vanity, like make it look pretty, you know, inspire
Treat
yourself.
yourself.
Exactly. Like, you know, make it like you want to go and sit in that area and put your little face on and, you know, make it a whole experience.
Now,
It doesn't have
I'm the thorn between two great roses here, but the fact is, as a guy, I'm thinking about two things. Number one is, again, we look at creating human connection. So
Yeah.
making sure that that person who is doing this for you, they know that they're beautiful anyway.
Yes.
Beautiful inside and out, you care for them. But then acknowledging and validating the effort, whether it's 5 minutes
Yes.
or whether it's 50 minutes, to acknowledge the fact that they stopped and did something for themselves as well as for you. You know, that acknowledge and validation is really important. And for us guys out there, we should just make sure that we do that. The second is we're coming up on Valentine's Day, obviously, and I can see that you mentioned that, you know, getting some good tools.
Yes.
When I was a physician or when I'm out, you know, playing with the engine in my car, I always wanted to have good quality tools.
Yes.
And good tools cost a little bit. So maybe there's an opportunity there for gifting. On the other hand, I can also see the fact that a guy who's giving makeup or tools may be misread the wrong way. So do you have any advice for us men out there?
Ulta gift cards.
Yeah,
Ulta
there you go.
Sephora
There
gift
you go.
cards.
Excellent advice.
Always, yes, they are always very welcome gifts. So, but
I do love what you said, though, because I do think it's important to acknowledge and validate. Like you said right in the beginning of the show, you're in the middle of the pandemic, your ponytail, your sweats, you're just feeling the slump of it.
Right.
And then one day you decided to just
yeah, let me.
put some makeup on. And what happened? It was recognized.
Yeah.
So kudos to Major for
Yeah.
recognizing that
Yeah,
and acknowledging
he's
that.
good like
and look,
that.
you're smiling. Look how good it made you feel.
Right, just the
It's
memory
something
of-
so simple.
Yes, agree. And should we get into the men? Like,
Sure,
Okay.
absolutely.
okay, you're not gonna get tortured yet. So for men, I mean, obviously, you know, no makeup for the men, but like some skincare. You know, I didn't bring one. I got this excellent men's skincare line. Believe it or not, I got it from ShopRite in the men's grooming section. It's called Bulldog, and it's just like face moisturizer, especially now with the cold, dry weather. Like it makes your skin dull and, you know, flaky. No one wants that. And also, you know, French chapstick. My guy wears it all the time, and I like the flavors. Like, he has pineapple, and I mean, who doesn't like a nice pineapple flavored kiss? I mean, it's great. And I use vanilla mint on Dr. Mark, so that's
Every day when I get my
Yes.
makeup done here.
It's vanilla mint?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's-
So yeah, you know, skin, you know, nice. No one wants to kiss dry, cracked lips, and also for men, the hair. You know, like want to be aware, like the nose hair or the ear hair.
Yes, men, listen to Jen.
Yes, and crazy eyebrows too.
Yes, men,
Like,
listen
so-
to Jen.
You know, it's really interesting to step back and think about, because I always say that God must have a sense of humor, and therefore comedians are probably closer to God than I'll ever be. I do not understand why he made it or she made it so that the hair goes from here where we want it to everywhere that we don't. So as we
Yes.
get older, it just crops up places it never should be.
Yeah, it's a funny little trick played on men.
So yeah, I mean, even for myself, I always make sure I have a nice handy little case for my scissors, tweezers, and then, comb up any wild ones and just carefully give them a little snip.
And just so you know, women do get weird hairs too. And some of
Yes,
you
we
know,
do. We
let's just face the
absolutely
fact.
do.
I mean,
Absolutely do.
Why is there chin? Why does chin waxing exist? Because people get hairs there.
And then also for the men, I believe I have a cousin who he got a lot of body hair, and it was just a lot. And he said, I really don't want to shave it, like under the arms. And it was like he would get more sweaty, not to be gross, but, we're all human.
Hey, we're human.
Yeah, so these kits, you could get them in Target, Walmart, the little clipper kits, and there's all different attachments, so you can get to a different length. And he clipped it down a little bit shorter, and he said it wasn't, quite as, he didn't perspire as much, and he even trimmed down his leg hair a little bit. So, for
Look, I am a big fan of that. I think
Yeah.
that it's grooming.
especially in
It's
the
a grooming
summer,
skill.
especially in the summer. So
Especially-
these are very inexpensive, and you could also use them, in between, barber appointments, clean up
Sure.
the neck hairs. So.
And it does, and again, going back to Valentine's Day is coming up, it shows you care when you put that effort in, whether
Yeah.
you're the male or female in the relationship. When somebody comes to you, your spouse, your partner, whoever, and they've trimmed up and just made everything look a little cleaner, it shows they care, not just about themselves, but about you.
Again, coming up on Valentine's Day, little things go a long way. So we did a segment a little bit ago about couples cooking together and the option of being there, and then some conversation starters that they could have that would start those conversations and have meaningful discussion. To take that dinner you just made, which you have to eat anyway, maybe you can't go out, or maybe you just don't feel like you want to with COVID, and you make that dinner. The investment of a couple candles on the table turns a regular dinner into something that is just, really a little more special.
Yeah.
And then if you happen to be the guy, and I can speak from the guy's point of view, and the special lady in your life is walking in and you just made a dinner, there's candles on there, and she's made up and she's in a nice dress instead of jeans, or she's in a skirt or whatever, tell you what, that's a wonderful, wonderful Valentine's gift. It doesn't have to cost a lot, and it is really much more meaningful than anything you could buy and put in a box.
Yeah, and I think I totally agree with you, and I think that's sort of what Jen is saying here. Even as far as the makeup goes, if you're a person like me who doesn't really wear a lot of makeup, it's not that expensive, and it doesn't take that long, it seems, to just change it up a little bit and make for a more special Valentine's Day. This could be a year where a lot of people are having their Valentine's Day at home instead of going out. We're not encouraging that. If people want to go out, restaurants are open. But for those who don't and want to have that romantic dinner at home, putting on a little makeup and as well as manscaping, if you happen to have extra hair, is a really nice way to just set up for a nice evening together.
Yeah, and especially during the pandemic, I have recommended to people that are eating home, either takeout, because restaurants are closed, or you can't get in. I said, still get dressed for dinner, on the weekend, even though it's in your dining room. But you're right, light a candle, make it
Put on
make it
some
special.
music, make a difference, dim the lights, whatever it takes, just something to just make it a little bit more special.
Yeah.
We're still human. We want to feel good, and we want to show our partners that we
Agreed.
care about them and love them, and putting yourself together is one way to communicate that you love your partner.
Again, let's go back to communication. If we think about it, 7% of what we try to communicate is words, 38% is our intonation, our volume. That leaves 55%, which is body language. Body language is not just your smile and your eyes. Of course it is. It's not just where you hold your shoulders, how you sit, your fists, whether they're clenched or they're open. But it's also how you're presenting yourself. It's how you're dressing. The old line that my father used to tell me is patent leather shoes shine up, in a sense, pay attention to the little details at the bottom, not just the stuff that's on the top. And the little details make a big difference. And so does that grooming, so does that makeup. And it's just that little extra that tells that special person, hey, A, I care about myself, and B, I'm caring about myself enough that I'm showing myself best to you.
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. And I think that having you on and having you talk about this, again, for me, I'm so grateful because I'm afraid of makeup. I don't know how to put it on and I never learned. So you make it seem so easy and simple. And I think what you're at least sharing with our audience is a way that they can start to practice and play around a little bit and not spend a lot of money doing it.
Right, correct.
So what would be the main, can you just review really quickly the main things before we have to go to a commercial break, the main things that they should
Even
yeah.
out the skin,
Yeah, okay.
add a little color, bronzer, and if you want a little sparkle in the eye, and again, the curler and some mascara, and that's pretty much yeah. And I get a little something on the lips. I like these kind of all over pencils. They stay on a long time, and it's pretty pretty simple.
And I love your chapstick idea. I think that's great because when it smells, it makes you want to go near those lips. So,
Yeah.
so whoever's, if you're a chapstick fan, if you're not a chapstick fan, go out and buy some today because chances are your partner's going to want to kiss you.
This is vanilla bean ice cream.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. We're going to be back in a couple of moments after a moment with some commercials. Thank you.
Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Owens. I am your personal networking concierge and I host a show on RVN TV called Connect to Success, where I interview power networkers in the greater Philadelphia and South Jersey area. So join me every week, 12:30 on Thursdays during your lunch break and now on Fridays at 9 and 9:30 p.m. We'll see you next week.
This plus this equals this plus this and this. Don't drink and drive.
What makes a temple owl? Meet Stella. She's wise, fierce, and she's not alone. Temple University, where owls call home. We are the cherry and white, the city is our classroom, and we lead the rush hour, making our mark on every field around the world. A world without Temple, well, that's like the sky without the North Star. Temple, never stopping.
The family law firm of Shemtab Dragonovsky Taylor will help you move through and beyond your divorce. We are a full-service boutique family law firm located in Blue Bell, Pennsylvania. We handle cases in Montgomery County, Chester, Bucks, Delaware, and Philadelphia counties. We have 6 highly experienced lawyers and have represented clients for more than 30 years regarding these issues. Our clients depend on us to sort through the complicated issues involved in divorce and division of assets, spousal and child support, and custody. We listen to them, we gather the information, and we help them make informed decisions. We pride ourselves in our knowledge and our experience. We try to settle cases when we can, but we zealously advocate for our clients at trial as experienced and successful litigators. If you need help on any of these family life issues, please call us for an appointment at 215-542-2105 or check us out on our website at www.shemtablaw.com.
Hi, and welcome back to Marriage Matters. Today, we are fortunate enough to have an incredible makeup artist, Jen Milas, who is now going to do the big reveal that we talked about in the beginning. Mark's going to get a little torture right now. Just kidding. He's not torture. Jen is going to, why don't I let Jen tell everybody what you're planning on doing?
Hair removal of his ears. Now, a lot of guys have the trimmers, which are fine, but it's just cutting it off at the surface is leaving the root intact. So the depilatories are pulling the hair out by the root, so you stay baby smooth for longer. So,
well, here you go, Mark.
Like I said, unfortunately, God made it so that us men get hair in some strange places, I guess.
And then we have people like Jen who help to fix that. Now listen, I'll be curious to know what you think. I have swimmers in my family, so my boys have actually had their legs waxed because swimmers don't want to have any hair on their body. And after each of them did it once, they decided to never do it again. So.
That just has to set.
Well, oh, it's just sitting. Okay.
Yeah.
So Mark is
Not too
being very
bad
brave.
so far.
No, that's the easy part.
So, Jen, I wanted to ask you, one of the things that we know for sure is that somebody like you is a makeup artist. We know that stylists get this. You talk to a lot of people.
Yes.
So, Valentine's Day is coming up. What suggestion maybe would you have, or what are some things that you've heard that are some challenges in relationships that you think that maybe just doing what we're doing now, cleaning up a little bit, could sort of alleviate something?
Well, I think, when people are together for a long time, that's it. I think that's when the effort,
Starts to dwindle.
Yeah, and I think it does, kind of help bring that spark back a little bit.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And how does that feel? You're not even flinching.
No.
That's because he went to VMI and he doesn't want anybody to think it hurts. So I love what Jen just said there, which is, it's true. If you're in a relationship and you've been in a relationship for a long time, sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves. We forget to put the effort in. And while this seems like something painful for Mark, but it's a simple thing. As Jen said, trim the ears. It's not a big thing. It's part of manscaping. It's part of showing up for your partner. When everything was young and fresh and rose-colored glasses are on, everybody dresses up. You're going out all the time. You're dating. But as marriage goes on, we forget to sometimes nurture the most important relationship we have, which is our relationships, which is our marriage. And that's why we started this show. We want to help people communicate better. We want to help people nurture their relationship. And now we thought to have Jen come on to talk about a whole new way to do it, to actually think about grooming. And this has nothing to do with your shape or size, your height, your hair color, your eye color. It has nothing to do with it. Whoever you are, whatever you look like, there are ways to just spruce it up a little bit with an outfit, with makeup, with getting your ear hair pulled.
There you go. I was going to say, it's there's the old line that don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Well, that's one way to look at it. The other side is that it is all small stuff, and when we pay attention to the little details, people notice. They notice. It's hard for us to miss one of us older gents who has big woolly and bushy eyebrows, or it looks like the rainforest is growing on our ears. So
Not anymore.
yeah, not anymore. And actually, it really wasn't bad. It was
All right. So we always ask clients on a scale of 1 to 10, where was your pain level? 1 being the least, 10 being the most.
0.5.
All right.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Well, then,
That was
kudos to
easy.
you.
Yeah.
That's easy.
People should come to Jen to get their ears waxed, and as well as to get their makeup done. But seriously, if it doesn't hurt, that's really important, because that's why most men are probably afraid to go do this.
And tune in next week. We'll be doing a bikini wax on Liz.
That would be an interesting show. So waxing, makeup, getting dressed, as you said, setting the candles up, having the romantic dinner, they're all ways to bring a couple together at a time that we usually do celebrate, which is Valentine's Day. This year is a little bit different than last year, because we are still living through a pandemic, and not everybody's vaccinated, and not all restaurants are open, depending on where you live. So I think the message that Jen is trying to get across to everybody is, it's so simple to just change it up a little bit, to spruce things up a little bit. And something that I will admit that I always thought of makeup is really difficult. You just made it sound really simple.
Yes.
It's interesting because, and I don't know anything about wax, to be honest. I know that when I walk in some of the larger box stores, Bed Bath & Beyond or whatever, they sell sort of home waxing stuff. So I guess that the question is, if there's a couple out there who wants to try to actually kind of help themselves, is there a way that people can do this at home? Is it something that they
Absolutely.
shouldn't?
I mean, certain areas that are very delicate, you might want a professional to do it. But I mean, the home kits are set up pretty foolproof, where they don't get to extremely high temperatures. Like you don't need it to be at a high temperature, because burning is the most common, and then like tearing of the skin. But give it a try, because it's fun. I mean, actually, like my fiance and I, we we kind of, obviously I do his ears, I trim his eyebrows, and then, I wax my legs. I don't shave anything. So like, there's like spots on my legs I can't get to. I taught him, and it's like a little bonding thing, and we have fun. Like we wax each other, and like we have like, we call it a wax party. Like,
Oh my God, I love
There you
this.
go.
We,
There you go.
we
love
do,
it.
yeah. I'll do, he has a little patch on his chest. It's like, I'm like, all right, it just, it's fun.
It's a whole new way to communicate. We absolutely
It
love it.
is, it
Well,
is.
and we used to, in my house, have a waxing machine. And so my advice for people who have never had a waxing machine before and want to go out and buy one, you don't want to spill it because it is really hard to get that
It
wax up.
absolutely
That's a
is.
shout out to my daughter who did spill it. And it was a giant mess. So if you are planning on having a waxing party, which
Yes.
is brilliant, love it.
Old sheets.
Yes, put
old
stuff down.
drop cloths, tarp,
Yes.
something. Yes, beginners are usually pretty messy. So.
Yeah, it was a giant mess. So that's just a little piece of advice.
I wasn't even going there, but yes, that's actually really awesome. And again, it's just different ways for a couple to connect, because every time that you connect, you're reinforcing that bond. It's whether you're throwing a baseball or you're making moves on a chessboard. When you do things repetitively, it becomes part of you. It deepens that ability to do it. And human connection is very much the same. Each time we actually connect, we connect with that person who's special to us. It really does enhance that bond, and that's important.
It is important. And going back to what Jen said in the beginning, making it's simple. It doesn't have to be hard to show up for your partner. It doesn't, you don't have to we all have something in our closet that we can put on that shows that we want to make an event a little bit more special. And if you're having dinner at home for Valentine's Day, or frankly, any night that you want to make a special dinner, I mean, as you said, a waxing party,
Yeah.
a cooking party, whatever the event is, in your home, you can make it special just by putting on a skirt or a dress or a beautiful top like you have on. Everybody's got something in their closet. And then using, 5 things of makeup, which is amazing that's all you really need to just look a little bit more spruced up.
The other thing that I just would encourage people to think about, again, we have 10 days before Valentine's Day. And if you want to kick it up a notch, as Emerald Lagasse used to say, you can reach out to Jen and at her studio that she works in, and get the appointment. Having that professional do something. And what I was surprised about, because I'm not a guy who wears makeup, obviously, so I come into the TV and I need to have something so I don't look like I'm, pasty dead. And what happens? I have makeup put on. Jen does it every time we're here, and it's fantastic. But the important part is that it's actually not that expensive. So if you want to have that little special time that you can have somebody pamper you, you can feel good, you can look good for yourself, and then you can come home and look just really rocking for that special person in your life, getting an appointment with that makeup artist like Jen is a great thing to do, and it's not going to break your bank.
So Jen, why don't you tell the audience how to find you?
Oh, I could be contacted at Bernard Salon and Day Spa at, I think, is the number up there? I can't see that.
I don't think so.
No, the number's not up there. So
Okay, it's 856-795-1707. And it's Bernard's on Springdale Road in Cherry Hill.
Fantastic.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was so much fun. I'm glad that you were able to suffer through getting your.
sport.
I can actually hear now.
Well, we had a lot of fun, and I believe that you gave our audience some really great
I hope so.
tips. You gave me some great tips. I
Good.
know that local pharmacy is where a lot of this, or Ulta, or
Yeah, the NARS things are Ulta, but a lot of stuff can be found at the pharmacy. Like I said, the eyelash curler, the Maybelline. This I got at Ulta, but this was so inexpensive. Look at all those lip glosses.
yeah.
So
And a lot of people, if you don't even want to go out, you can order something online and have it
Yeah,
sent, and things could
absolutely.
come overnight. So this was brilliant. We loved having you on. We can't wait to have you back. And thanks for watching. We
Thank
wish
you.
everybody a happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you next time on Marriage Matters.